Hello, my name is Seren, and today we're gonna make a dish called Ispanaklı börek. In English, that would be a type of lasagna with spinach, and it's very common not only in the Turkish cuisine. I know it from Bosnia as well, and so I have my mother's recipe, and I'll try to live up to that. And for this dish, we need spinach, olive oil, sunflower oil. This magical product here is very important. It's called Karşik salça, and it's basically a mix of tomato and pepper paste. You can get this one in like world grocery stores. In Germany, you would get it from every Turkish grocery store. And so yeah, what we also need is called black caraway for the surface later of the börek, and some salt, some chili flakes, milk, Filo dough, very important. That's our lasagna layers. Some onions and some feta cheese and an egg yolk. And I think this is it. Yeah, I think we can start. So we will start with the filling of the börek, and for that I'm gonna cut the onions. So there are like the way I learned to cut onions, or in general vegetables, is actually to cut it in my hands. But people told me it's not good for my hands and I'll suffer when I'll age earlier. So I was like, maybe I should learn to use a cutting board, and that's what we're gonna do, half and half. I'm gonna show you how I would actually cut it in my hands, and yeah. So this is onion number 1, and this is just like, depending on how big your tray is, you have to make a decision of how many onions you want. Like, it also depends on your taste, I would say. Since I like it a little bit more strong in taste, I've decided to go with 2 to 3. We'll see. This is how I would cut it. And but as I said, people keep complaining about my technique in this apparently civilized world where people use cutting boards. I don't know. What is also important, if you want to try the technique of cutting an onion in your hands, it's important to use serrated knives. Otherwise, if you do this, well, then you might chop off your hand. It's just common sense. We have a non-sticking pan full of onions. So far, so good. I still have all of my fingers, so this is how it looks. And we're gonna go to the stove. We have the onions. What else do we need? We need the pepper/tomato paste and olive oil. Yeah, make sure you use an olive oil that has a high smoke point. You want to saute the onions first with the olive oil, as I said, for, let's say, 1 to 2 minutes. Let's leave this one for a bit. And if we can hear it sizzling, just slightly sizzle, then you can add the magical product. So while the onions do their own business, we can, try to save some time and work on the sauce. And for that, we need one egg yolk that I already have here. You might want to use a spatula like this. Don't be shy. And about 300 milliliters of milk. And approximately 100 milliliters of taste neutral oil. In German, we would say geschmacksneutrales Öl, which would be sunflower oil or other types of oil. But okay, see the magic. Ooh, and stop. Good. We want to give this a little whisk. Some whisk, 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 whisk. We forgot to add just a little bit of salt into our, into our sauce part. That's it. We can hear the onions sizzling, by the way, and it cries for some salsa. So now it's time for the salsa. It's time for this one to shine. Ooh, look at those colors. And since I'm greedy, that's not enough for me. I need more. We might want to add some more olive oil. And here we can add some of our chili flakes to it. And this is also just a question of taste. I like it very spicy. If you don't like that, then just leave it out. And yeah, don't let the onions burn, just saute them. So while that goes on, we can prepare our tray. This is the size of tray I have. You can use basically any tray that you have at home. And the first layer is not the phyllo dough, it's the sunflower oil and a brush. Now we're gonna become painters, artists basically. This is what we do, because we don't want the phyllo dough to stick to the pan at the tray. Ooh. Okay, this is what we got. So here it goes. We want to pour this on top of the spinach. You're gonna see what's gonna happen. It's gonna shrink anyway, so then I can add the other spinach to it. So this is the first part. Let's see how it's gonna, do the magic. Okay, it's shrinking, it's shrinking. It's shrinking more and more. It's shrinking. It's what I was hoping to see. But I'm pretty sure we need more of the onion stuff. We can and we should add the feta cheese. So here's some feta cheese, and don't be afraid of, getting dirty hands. That's part of it, as I said before. And because we're gonna use our hands for this. What I would recommend you not to do, if you're using feta cheese and you have a feta fetish, don't add any salt. Don't add any salt to it, because the feta cheese already is pretty salty, and you don't want this one just to taste like salt. And the salsa is also salty, so keep that in mind. This is important. I'm gonna be rude and try this. We need more feta cheese, in my opinion. So I needed more onions, in my opinion. I thought I lacked some, so I added 2 more onions to it. And now we're back. This is the filling. We take the oily tray and turn on the oven already to, heat it up. So I would say 160 degrees Celsius with circulation. In German we say Umluft. That's what we need. Also, here's where the magic happens. Filo dough. Okay, ooh, such a nice feeling. The first layer of phyllo dough goes in. Woo! This is exciting. Woo! This is such a nice feeling. Woo! And they're so, how do you say that? They're not thick, they're thin. Can you say? They're thin. Sometimes it's easier than I think. Okay, so this goes in. By the way, you can make phyllo dough yourself, obviously, but it just takes some time. It takes some time, and you know, if you have that time, great. Well, do it. I prefer this. Great. Another layer maybe to make the bottom thicker. Okay. Where's our sauce? Here it is. We add a little bit of the sauce to the first layer. So, and we want it to be like evenly spread. In goes our first layer of spinach. This is the look you want. Okay, so yeah, maybe if you want to use your hands to put the spinach on top of it, make sure you unfolded your phyllo dough. My team helped me with that because I realized I've made a mess. So this is the next layer. And what we need again is the sauce. It just continues like this. Woo! Splash, splash. Woo! This seems to be the perfect size for my tray. I did not plan this. It's true. And it goes. Woo! Whoop. Wow. Oops. Ooh. Ooh. This might be the last layer of spinach, but I think we're good. We're good. C'est parfait. Yeah, you want to save a little bit of sauce for the towards the end, because towards the end you're gonna cut this before putting it in the oven, and so the sauce has to go like through the, I don't know, craters. I call it craters.
Cutland.
No, craters. Almost done. This is the last. It worked just fine all the way through. Last one did.
So you do 2 layers at the end?
Yeah, actually you can do even 3. It depends on like how thick. If you want to have it like a crusty first bite. For example, I really like to have that, so I add more. Like, just like I'm a little bit greedy. I like the crunch in the beginning. So, woo. So now you might wanna use a knife or even a pizza cutter to cut it in the pieces. Like, I don't know, depends on how big you want it to be. I'm actually thinking of putting the last like bits of, yeah, just on top of these. Okay, now the last bit of sauce, and then it should be, it's good to go. So in this one you can just, you know, spread around, make it like fill all the craters that there are. It's a wrap. Okay. This one really needs to go into the oven, and we'll see each other in about 20 minutes, depending on how strong your oven is. But yeah, 20 minutes. Umluft. See ya in a bit. As I cleaned the place up, I realized that I forgot to put the black caraway on top of the börek. So you take just some and you sprinkle it all over. It has like a little bit of a, I don't know how to describe the taste, but a little bit of rusty, like rustique. Can you say that?
Rustic?
Rustic? Yeah, rustic taste to it. And this is also more like preference. You could add a lot of different seeds, like sesame seeds. Could you say that? Yeah, I think so. But I prefer these because of their rustic taste. And ideally a lot of it, so it actually covers the surface. Bam! I guess these things happen in the first video and probably also in the second and probably forever. And with that being said, this one wants to go to the oven very badly. Bye bye! So it's been definitely more than 20 minutes. It took like about 35 to 40 minutes actually. As I said, depends on the oven. So it should look like this. We're gonna take the friend out. Oh, this is good. Here it comes. The crunchy bits, those are everyone's favorites, I think at least. Maybe not, but I like those the best. The corners are harder to get out. That's actually a thing. And to be honest, I'm doing this for the glory here. Otherwise, you wanna wait a few minutes to actually plate it, because it's gonna be like super soft and smooth. And so maybe you guys find a better technique, then please let me know.
In the comments.
In the comments. Woo! This is the first one. Who wants to eat? I made some black tea, because, you know, that's how you serve this one. Welcome, welcome. We'll try together. I would use my hands to eat it, and I would also recommend to use hands for this, but since it's still very hot, I'm not doing it. Can you hear it cracking? Not the kraken, but can you hear it cracking? Oh. Oh. It's good. Enjoy this with like a cup of black tea or whatever you like, obviously. And let me know if it worked out. And for the ones who want to try this dish, the vegan version, I can give you some advice how to do so. See ya whenever. And yeah, this was nice. Bye bye. No food waste.